BCG Adenitis. If given with perfect technique, the incidence of BCG Adenitis is less. If there is anything beyond perfection, there are chances of BCG Adenitis. Even with perfection, there can be BCG Adenitis, but incidence is less. BCG is live attenuated vaccine. If it is not stored properly or reconstituted, and it has to be given immediately, and I think it contains 10 dose vial, 10 or 20 dose vial. And if you don't have 10 children at a time, you have only 2. You have to throw it out. If it is not thrown, more low in private practice and given afterwards, the chances increase. It has to be thrown. 0.1 ml ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए, डबल डोज हो जाएगा। इंट्राडर्मल, तुमने इंजेक्शन दिया, बाहर ही गया, इंट्राडर्मल हुआ ही नहीं, सबक्यूटेनियस गया, नहीं चलेगा। The needle has to be horizontal to the skin, not across skin. It has to be horizontal. Then only intradermal jab. The needle has to be very small. I think 24-26. जितना नंबर ज्यादा है उतनी नीडल स्मॉल रहती है, जितना नंबर कम है उतनी नीडल बड़ी रहती है। 24, 26 प्रिफरेबली। तो उसका नीडल का छोटी रहने से इंट्राडर्मल जा सकता है। बड़ी नीडल में आइदर बाहर जाएगा या तो सब ले जाएगा। फर्क ये पड़ता है, सबक्यूटेनियस is drained by venous system and intradermal is drained by lymphatic system. Immunization by vaccination, by inoculation, is a job of lymphatic system. Development of immunity is a job of lymphatic system. BCG is designed to be given intradermally, to be drained by lymphatics to lymph. And these lymph nodes will generate immunity, which will be cellular immunity. So the site of BCG vaccination is at the insertion of deltoid, at the insertion of deltoid. लोग किधर भी देखें, लेफ्ट और राइट, इट इज लेफ्ट। Why left? Why not right? There is no scientific reason. That is the protocol. बीसीजी दिया है कि नहीं ढूंढना है तो राइट को नहीं ढूंढना, लेफ्ट को ढूंढना. Left shoulder. At the insertion of deltoid. Why? At the insertion of deltoid. इंट्राडर्मली जाने वाला है. ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे हो गया तो क्या होता है? होता है, फर्क पड़ता है. At the insertion of deltoid, there are minimum chances of BCG adenitis. थोड़ा ऊपर गया, नेक ग्लैंड आ गया. थोड़ा नीचे गया, तो ह्यूमेरल सरफेस ऑफ एक्सिला पे ग्लैंड. थोड़ा एंटीरियरली गया इंजेक्शन बीसीजी का, तो एंटीरियर पार्ट ऑफ एक्सिलरी ग्लैंड आएगा. थोड़ा पोस्टीरियर गया तो पोस्टीरियर पार्ट में ग्लैंड आएगा. लेकिन एट द इंसर्शन ऑफ डेल्टॉइड गया, वो एरिया ऐसा है इट इज नॉट ड्रेन बाय एनीवेयर. वो चला जाता है लिम्फेटिक सिस्टम में, पूरे बॉडी में जाता है. ये जो इम्यून डेवलपमेंट, इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम लिम्फेटिक डेवलप हुई है, ड्रेनिंग एरिया एट द इंसर्शन ऑफ डेल्टॉइड किसका भी नहीं है, नो मैंस लैंड है. वो लिम्फेटिक सिस्टम में पूरे शरीर में चला जाता. इसलिए बीसीजी एडेनाइटिस आगे पीछे ऊपर नीचे हो गया तो इंसिडेंसेस बढ़ते हैं. सेकेंडरी इंफेक्शन नॉन बीसीजी कैन occur in spite of all precautions. In that case, the problem will be acute infective lymphadenitis. BCG adenitis is never acute infective lymphadenitis. Acute infective lymphadenitis has to have pain, tenderness, swelling, induration, color change, rising temperature, fluctuation, all signs of inflammations acutely within a week or so of giving BCG. It can be if all these signs are there. If acute infective lymphadenitis by definition is not present, there is no point in giving antibiotics for a BCG adenitis. By giving BCG, we are creating primary complex. What is primary complex? Primary focus, lymphangitis and lymphadenitis together is called as primary complex. I will repeat my sentence. What is primary complex? Primary focus, lymphangitis and lymphadenitis together are called as primary complex. Primary complex can be anywhere. Common is respiratory. So, Gons lesion, lymphangitis and mediastinal lymphadenitis. primary complex. Primary complex can be intestinal, ingested bacteria, lymphangitis in the abdominal lymphangitis and abdominal lymphadenitis. BCG, we are creating a primary complex using attenuated live tubercle bacilli. This is an active immunity we are using. Sometimes, if it is not acute infective lymphadenitis by definition, exaggerated tubercular response, exaggerated BCG response can cause lymphadenitis in 1 or 2 weeks of giving BCG. Pre-existing tuberculosis, you give BCG, the child already has immunity against tubercle bacilli, or sensitization has already occurred when you give it to older children. In newborns it doesn't happen because there is no chance to exposure to open coughs. But older children, in Western countries they give BCG after 3 months, 6 months. Because tuberculosis incidence is so low that they recommend BCG later. The recommendations of American Academy of Pediatrics are different. Recommendations of Indian Academy of Pediatrics are different. We have to follow IAP. We give BCG after birth, immediately, before child is discharged. After birth, before the mother is discharged, after delivery. Because previously, the awareness of immunization was so low in community. एक बार डिलीवरी होके घर गया तो फिर जिंदगी भर नहीं आते थे लोग. Previously, government agencies were not all that vigilant and all that motivated and activated as they are today. Today, the best service government, any government, is giving to pediatric community is high quality immunization services. The immunization services of government are of extraordinary standard. I think India must be the best country in the world in immunization. Previously, government immunization, UPI, Universal Immunization Program, UIP, was very loose स्वा यानी पुराण महत्वाचे, they were not up to date. लेकिन भारत में अच्छे दिन आए कि नहीं मालूम नहीं मेरे को। बच्चों के हिसाब से इम्यूनाइजेशन में भारत में अच्छे दिन आए हैं। उनका वर्किंग स्टैंडर्ड इतना हाई है, कैचमेंट कवरेज कितनी तारीफ है, इतना हाई है। वो इतना हाई है कि भारत भर के पीडियाट्रिशियन को बुरे दिन आए, लेकिन बच्चों के हिसाब से अच्छे दिन आए। और हमारे तो बच्चे यानी अपना धंधा है, अपना इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, अपने बच्चे ही अपना इंटरेस्ट है। धंधा तो होते रहता है, ऐसे होता है वैसे भी होता है, धंधे को क्या कम है। लेकिन whenever immunization we are discussing, we must outright appreciate government machinery, though there are some lacking. We don't know why they are not giving mumps vaccine. We don't know why they are not giving typhoid vaccine. We don't know why they are not giving hepatitis A and chickenpox vaccine. The reason is these conditions which I mentioned, they don't do vaccination, have low mortality. And government decision depends on mortality and morbidity. Decision making depends on mortality. They are interested in reducing infant mortality rate. आएगा, इसका मॉर्टेलिटी रेट बहुत कम है करके वो लेंगे। BCG is now well established, so it is given before discharge to increase the coverage. It has to be given immediately after recursion. Exaggerated BCG response starts within 1 week, ends by 2 weeks. You may get a scar within 3 weeks. This is exaggerated BCG. Normal BCG response is slower. May take 1 to 3 months to completely heal and scar, become a scar, and this scar is permanent. It is called as take-up. If you don't find a scar, that does not necessarily mean that BCG has failed, that there is no take-up. But scar is a proof of BCG take-up. Absence of BCG scar on left shoulder at the insertion of deltoid indicates repeat BCG. You can wait maximum 3 months. After 3 months, if there is no scar, you can repeat BCG. There is no harm. BCG gives lifelong. So, a typical BCG adenitis can come normally within 1 to 3 months of giving BCG. BCG adenitis is not a complication of BCG. It is a part of primary, which we are iatrogenically creating. We are inducing it. It resolves by itself. Body manages it. BCG adenitis is not bacilli becoming white. It only indicates that there is trapping of bacilli and the lymph node is reactive by hypertrophy. No drug treatment is as such required, but people have been giving Isonex, rifampicin, Isonex for 3 months. In tuberculosis, single drug is a crime. Anti-tubercular treatment for anything in the world has to be with tools. Isonex rifampicin. Single drug causes resistance. Single drug not to be given, even if it is given for BCG adenitis. So Isonex are different. But previously we used to give only Isonex for 3 months. Do Montu test after 3 months. If there is no exaggerated reaction to Montu test, to 3+, 4+, you can discontinue it. Montu test will be positive 1+, 2+, which is expected. By giving BCG, we are making the child sensitive to tuberculoprotein. We are inducing acquired immunity. But sometimes, if there are suppurative complications in BCG adenitis indicated by fluctuation, then incision drainage is required. It is generally not acute infective. Maybe the pus is sterile. Mostly the pus is sterile. But if it is acute bacterial infection or secondarily bacterial infection, it will be hot and tender and pus has to be treated. Then it has to be managed as an acute infection. So management of BCG adenitis depends on the spot appraisal by pediatrician of the situation and moderating the treatment as per needed. You cannot categorically say that BCG adenitis they are Isonex 3 mahina. You cannot categorically say BCG adenitis no treatment is required. ऐसा नहीं, इंडिविजुअलाइजेशन करना पड़ता है. clinical stage. Clinical scenario decides the management. Thank you.